What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, reviewing today Assassinins Creed Syndicate. Once again, it's time for us to step into the Animus for our 9th adventure in the Assassinins Creed series. After seeing so many different time periods and stories, many are beginning to wonder if it's time for this franchise to take a break. Well, Ubisoft isn't listening and has decided to release this game despite some rather glaring problems. Welcome to London, 1868 to be exact. This is an era when machines are becoming commonplace and black soot fills the skies. This is a turbulent time of violence and poverty, but among all the darkness, there's also a lot of beauty. The environments in this game are all amazing set pieces that look like they're jumping out of the pages of history. This time around, we have two heroes to play as, giving us plenty of excuses to get lost in these cool streets. Meet Jacob and Evie Fry, our playable protagonists. These twins have just been assigned the impossible task of taking out the evil ruling class of Templars that have secretly overtaken this town. You'll need to make deals, make friends, and make piles of dead bodies before this tale is through. Combat, for the most part, works exactly how it has in previous Assassin's Creed games. Being a masterfully trained badass, no normal human could possibly touch you in a one-on-one fight. Well, unless they're higher level than you. To make progression feel meaningful, our characters now gain experience and unlock skill trees as they're progressing through the game. These talent trees give you better use of weapons, extra attacks, and even cool new sneaking abilities. You can give Evie and Jacob different talents. Evie is supposed to be the stealthy one, and Jacob the brute force brawler, but really, you can build the characters however you want. The one exception to this rule is at the bottom of each talent tree you'll notice this little symbol. These are abilities that only Jacob or only Evie can use. Consider them masterclass abilities. Unlocking these new skills, along with upgrading your gear, is mandatory. If you get too into the game and start to forget to spend your upgrade points, you can run into enemies that are quite literally unkillable. For example, this is just a simple rooftop guard, and here I am shooting him over and over again point blank in the chest with little effect. At this point, I hadn't properly upgraded my gun ability, making it basically a pea shooter, so against a target like this, it's completely useless. I had to leave the area, do some side quests, and level up a little more evenly. Or I could spend a little bit of real-life money. Here is where the terrible microtransactions come in. You can purchase with actual money experience bonuses so you can gain new abilities faster. This shameless cash grab is implemented so poorly into the game itself that I think it hurts it. If you want to play the game legitimately and avoid buying any upgrades, you're going to have to get good at using the game's shiniest new toy, the Grapple Gun. Now, at almost any time, you can grapple onto nearby rooftops and pull yourself up. You can even use this to zip from one building to the next. Being able to dart across rooftops and pursue targets in this swifter fashion is phenomenally good, and I quickly found myself actually relying on it heavily. The downside is while this device is fantastic, the parkour in this game is actually worse than the series has ever had. My hero would never quite know where to put his hands, and sometimes I'd have to jump off a building to grapple hook onto a nearby structure to find a way over. Of all the issues I ran into though, nothing was worse than the AI. Every NPC in the game seems to be wearing some sort of blinders. They don't know what's going on around them, and they even have trouble walking in a straight line. If I'm getting chased by guards, I can just go through a doorway and they probably won't be able to figure out where I went. People in the streets will step over the dead bodies of their best friends, and sometimes I'd even start firing bullets wildly in the air and get no reaction. The environments look so vivid and lively, but the people in these environments might as well be horrible paper cutouts. What keeps this game most engaging is the side missions above all else. Exploring the map, you can free kids from workshops or meet up with well-written historical figures. Charles Dickens, Florence Nightingale, and even the Queen can give you missions. Some of these are stale fetch quests, but the dialogue and general banter kept me invested in wanting to uncover the next piece of story. In fact, one of these side missions is so incredible that I think it changes the series as a whole, but I can't tell you about it because it would be a huge spoiler. If you're wondering if this has any of the crazy graphical glitches that Unity had, well, it does have its own set. In cutscenes, characters can turn invisible, leaving items floating in the air during dramatic plot twists. The strangest one is this glitch I ran into over and over again, where everybody would stop moving all at once for no reason. At one point, I was fleeing from a burning building, and I stumbled upon a character just standing calmly amid the blaze. If anything, he looked annoyed that I was in such a hurry to leave this fancy inferno. Again and again, I felt how rushed this game was. Trying to hit an annual deadline is hurting this series, and no place is that more apparent than during the ending. Without showing you the fight itself, I do want to say that this is by far the most boring final boss I've had this year, and the ending movie that followed was so laughably ridiculous I at first thought it was a joke. This game tries so hard to have charm, to fill your map with objectives, to give you cool things to do, but overall, the appeal fades quickly. Okay, so we've heard some good and some bad, but let's head over to the ratings board and put a big number on it. I am giving Assassin's Creed Syndicate a 6.5 out of 10. The features in this game feel incomplete and not well thought out, but if you're just looking for a big open world game to beat people up and explore, well, you'll probably have some fun with this. If you see this game for less than $30, I highly recommend you pick it up and have a nice weekend of jumping from roof to roof. Thanks so much for watching, gamers. This has been DreamcastGuy with another review. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Also, I'm sorry I'm so damn sick this week. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I will get better, I promise. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.